Still have a couple more games to play, but their fate is in their hands. So much to play for. These guys desperate to get that trip to Croatia. And as we go live now, really looking forward to this matchup.
Yeah, the pistol round comes out now. E-frag starting on the defensive side of Cage with CSGO Lounge attacking the bomb sites on this map, and it will be CSGO Lounge just taking it pretty slowly here. That's a interesting smoke that should get near the truck area in A and smoke off that choke point, but looks as though they're going to funnel through mid and take short, but they'll come up against a lot of heavy resistance. Bubble finds one, but Innocent doing a great job there of taking down Victor, and he probably should have got a second kill there, and Bubble is able to escape, but the bomb goes down, and interestingly enough, the read's coming in here to go towards B, I think, as Mouse is cut off the map. So great positioning here by CSGO Lounge, getting that player in mid-connector, and now they're forcing their way back to B, cutting off the rotation. Great shot there by Sparrow, and now it's going to be a pretty tough situation for E-frag. It's now a 3 versus 2, and all to do for E-frag here.
That's right, Spy Leader has taken down that lurker in the form of Mouse that you spoke of, and it now allows him to focus his attention on the B side. You can see at the moment, he was just waiting for NKL to make his way from the A side through to the vents, and they'll try and attack this with a pincer approach. Spy Leader has taken down one, and as they make their way now, it is a 2-on-2, but Innocent does a fantastic job on low HP, ripping the head off Spy Leader, but he still has one more to D10 with, but the jumping burst takes down NKL. Fantastic way to start off the match. CSGO Lounge continuing on their hot form from the previous encounter against Penta.
Yeah, that's just an individual piece of brilliance there by Innocent picking up the tray. And that last one was particularly impressive. He backed himself that little jumping burst fire over the box, and he completely gushed the E-frag player running in. The first bullet headshot him with the rest of that burst hitting him in the chest, which is why the headshot little symbol didn't appear up the top, but that should have been a one burst down for Innocent there. Now, look how defensive CSGO Lounge are playing this. They're not willing to give up any picks at all, which is a great way to go. But we've seen them be impressive on Cache last map, and they should look to continue this form on their T side.
What I like about this from the terrace at the moment, whilst they're not going to find any early frags from this setup, because you can see how passive the CTs are being themselves, they're actually really well positioned. They've each got a lot of crossfires set up. They're obviously in deliberate spots at the moment, making sure that every angle is covered. So it's clearly something they've practiced a lot. They're well versed in where they're meant to go, but it will be Bubble actually who finds that first frag. So forget that, as they've made their way at the choke points. E-frag have managed to at least catch one of them off guard.
And the correct read coming in here to go to A. There's only one member of E-frag in there. It will be NKL. Spy Lead has made his way in, so this could spell disaster here for CSGO Lounge if they're unable to spot them out. And that's one going there to Spy Leader. Mouse trades well, but NKL will find one as well, and so will Victor. So this is going south of the border pretty quickly as Innocent's left in now in a 3 versus 1. He picks up the first kill, but there's so much to do. 35 seconds, bomb down, 2 versus 1, and he's completely crossfired out of this situation. He needs to find this first kill in order to make this one work for him, but E-frag just giving him nothing. He will reload his AK and see if he can open this one up. The angles here by E-frag are just so hard for Innocent to make work, and he won't be able to get it done. NKL taking him down, and boy, that pressure coming out from mid from E-frag, forcing CSGO Lounge back towards A and then just getting annihilated in the bomb site.
It was almost as though that first frag from Bubble was almost enough to convince CSGO Lounge that there was so much presence there from E-frag. Obviously, we had the benefit on the overlay of seeing that apart from Bubble, there was only one other person very deep in mid, and it meant that almost when CSGO Lounge frightened themselves or scared themselves into running towards A, they were met with an A stack, and ultimately proved to be the downfall. You can see at the moment, CSGO Lounge, they have force bought themselves, but Spy Leader doing a good job of getting that SMG money bonus, but more importantly, finding 2 frags, finding a lot of information for his team, and setting this round out well for E-frag.
Yeah, well, I guess it's already begun for E-frag. Second round of the game, they force buy and take away that win, so it's the eforce.net has already begun to present itself in full effect as CSGO Lounge win the pistol round and go down the second round. Now, E-frag are doing a great job of just consolidating their hold, making sure they don't lose too many of these guns, but importantly, they've managed to hold on to 2 AKs from the previous round, so you can see how much money E-frag have actually benefited from that last round of CSGO Lounge, and the Spy Leader picking up 2 SMG kills here. The money's going to be flush. All they need to do is make sure that they keep all 4 of these players alive, and this is going to set them up really well for this half.
You can see at the moment the bomb Close by, it is Innocent and Mouse there in that A door, but at the moment it looks as though potentially Manise just trying to sell a little bit of a fade, but he's just got a P250 and all it took was 1 or 2 bullets and actually drew that rotation there, so all of a sudden the opening has been made possible here. CSGL Lounge capitalising, dropping NKO on the side. The bomb is now planted and we find ourselves in a 3-on-3. E-frag forced to try and retake this side.
Yeah, will be Innocent in a great position. He's got an AK and full HP. So, yeah, it's going to be a pretty big struggle for E-frag here. And Manise picks up one. And Mouse, great positioning through the smoke there. It's a 2 versus 1. Victor's got to find these kills, and he's got to find them quickly as the bomb is ticking down. He will jump on that defuse. Pros don't fake. He's going to stick it. Will he be able to get this one? He gets 1 kill brilliantly there. And now Manise will travel around the box, pick up that one. And the force buyers have been force bought, Nick.
That's actually, it wasn't the fact that they bought though. What won them the round was the fact that Manise, with a single P250, no armor, no nades, no rifle, he was able to shoot a few bullets in B main and draw a rotation from 3 CTs away from that A site. One person shooting a P250, that's a bit of an overplay there. I think it's an understatement from E-frag. Really, really antsy to start this match off. Very twitchy. You can see that they are now on eco themselves, but having said that, that's never a word that you use in an E-frag match. They've actually bought into this round. It's just the fact that they had pistols was quite deceiving.
Yeah, they're going to... It's going to be a tough round, a tough match to say the word save round on for E-frag because there's no such thing in the world of E-frag, but Victor will lock down. Oh, Sparrow finding the head of Victor through the little gap in the forklift there, doubling up onto Spy Leader. He'll make his way into A, and this one should firmly go to the way of CSGO Lounge. 4 players up for CSGO Lounge. The bomb down, 4 AKs versus 1 Deagle. Shouldn't be any issues here at all.
And this is really good from a CSGO Lounge perspective. The fact that they're able to start accumulating these rounds early on the T side. We know in the past from watching E-frag, we've been watching them all season long and even earlier than that, Bubble lining up that frag, ever so casually one-tapping away to Innocent and getting that AK for himself, which is great. But we've seen that their T side on E-frag has been where they've struggled for consistency. Like we said, sometimes they've been absolute menaces, but sometimes they've been struggling to even get a round or two. So I think any rounds that CSGO Lounge can get now in this first half will really set themselves up quite well.
Yeah, definitely. We saw CSGO Lounge with a dominant CT side performance last series against Penta. So CSGO Lounge will be very confident in their CT side on Cache at the moment, and they also do lead 3-1 at this juncture on their T side, and it will be E-frag. Oh my goodness! Oh my stars! I think they've saved. I think that they've actually employed a save tactic. So E-frag changing it up here and choosing not to buy any additional resources at all. We've got 1 flash on Spy Leader, so even they must appreciate the fact that $2,000 isn't enough to make a CT side work for them, and they'll save this one to try and buy up next round. But even next round, if you look at their money right now, it's in the 1.17, 1.9, 2K, so they'll only be getting low to mid 4s next round, which maybe won't even be get them enough to get an AWP in their hands, which has been not so much of an issue for them, but for definitely does help your CT side on Cache. Locking down one side on that with that AWP as Manise takes down Spy Leader and gets a double before Dreamer trades him out.
Yeah, good work there by E-frag getting E-frag. They can get a second there, so good work by Bubble. What I would say, probably the benefit for E-frag in terms of that economy, as you can hear a truck beeping away in the background. That's always good for me. But yeah, truck backing up. I would just say that their best players on the team, Pete, are definitely Dreamer and Victor. Now, they're actually not the AWPer. So if you have to go without an AWP and make that compromise, whilst for some teams that might be a terrible situation, for E-frag, not so much, because their stars can still get the rifles in hand, as we see now.
That's very, very good point. But the problem for E-frag, I guess, is just that 1 kit. So unless they can make the kills work here, if the round gets down to a bomb plant situation, they're going to find it very hard to retake, but they shouldn't have those problems when they push out so aggressively. Spy Leader doubling up on Mouse and Sparrow, and now they will slow it back down. CSGO Lounge reeling just a little bit. Manise falling back from that door position, shoring up this side of the map with Mihu, as they will now move towards the A side of things, and the bomb will stay in the possession of the mid player, and Innocent able to pick up 1 kill and then fall back. So the rotation's been forced out here with Bubble having to get onto the actual site at B, which is definitely weakening this A defense. You can see how evenly spread E-frag is across the map, which gives them good coverage, but the bomb sites are very, very weak, and essentially the terrorists could turn into a 3v1 at any choke point on the map.
And it's not just that, it's also the position in which the CTs in the sites are holding. They're playing very, very deep, committing themselves to that battle. Victor doing a great job there of actually getting the drop onto Manise, but as these last two Ts make their way towards AMAC, like you said, they've been able to actually isolate one CT. It'll be NKL on his own here. It's just a matter of how quickly they can potentially get that frag and move into the site.
Yeah, it's Innocent's going to have to do a bulk of the work here with that AWP. Mishu does have 100 HP and a gun, and you can see Bubble is so far away from the B bomb site as Mihu takes down Victor. This is going to be danger signs as Innocent does pick up NKL trading out onto Mihu. The plant will go down. 12 seconds left on the clock. That won't matter now. That bomb will get planted. Innocent in a 1 versus 1. He has the right idea here. He has the right angle. Can he open himself up enough to find that kill? He will! Great play there by Innocent. Smashes Bubble, just walking into the site there. Not showing a lot of urgency, making that shot easy as pie for Innocent, who was in a great position to make that kill. After the great work of CSGL Lounge, proving the teamwork there, entering that bomb site. But for E-frag, they needed to stack 2 players on one of those bomb sites. They can't have left the setup like it was for that long.
I think even if you are going to have one on each side, I think perhaps just playing a little bit more passively on the sites to at least allow that rotation without necessarily committing yourself to taking that duel. But great work by Innocent. You have to give the man a lot of congratulations as he got that bomb down. He didn't know where the city was, but he still found a way to win the duel. Bubble doing a good job there of ripping the head off Malzino, but very, very quickly the trade frags come in. I like this from CSGO Lounge. That pack mentality as they swoop onto that site, and despite losing one member early on, they have now wrestled back control of this big bomb site.
Well, CSGO Lounge showing why they are in hot contention to win a place to split Croatia at the moment, playing fantastic T-side attacking Counter-Strike, and now it'll be up to the 3 players of E-frag to find their way back in, and they've got a decent opportunity here too as Victor's spotted one out. Spy Leader's also onto Innocent, so this is all going very pear-shaped for CSGO Lounge at the moment as Spy Leader cracks that second kill and is lining himself up for the third. Can he get it? Or will it even matter? He does get it. The defuse is coming in from his teammate NKL. So halfway through praising CSGO Lounge's T-side and me telling everyone how this is proof that they're going to split Croatia, they've managed to let go of that eco round. E-frag have stumbled across an opportunity and cashed in on it.
Spite Leader's done a fantastic job, not just tonight, but also in previous nights, really stepping up his game. I think he's been leading from the front. He's the in-game leader of the team. That round he picked up a 3k, but some really sick frags there. Great awareness, especially that frag onto that member who was flanking in the vents. Really great work there by the captain and IGL, an experienced veteran in the Bulgarian scene.
Yeah, that nade is going to hurt Manise too. 34 points of damage coming off with that 1 grenade. So this is a start as Bubble finds the head of Manise popping up over the box, but it will be an A hit coming out here, and NKL will have to do his best impression. Oh, he gets the double there. So nice transfer of spray there across the box, predicting that the T's would walk out there. But as it stands, Mishu's in a 3 versus 1 now. It was a 4 versus 1, but he's got that first kill, and just the running spray for that CZ of Bubble.
That is filth. He's peddling filth, that man.
He's peddling filth, but at the end of the day, the smoke came down, the plant was down, so he had a very limited area to be in, and just that suppressive fire from the CZ coming out. Lots of punch with that pistol. It's one of the most heavy-hitting pistols as well as the Deagle. Once you get tagged by that pistol, it's very hard to get out of the crosshair of your opponent. So great work by Bubble there, picking up the kill and moving E-frag along to their 3rd round and forcing CSGO Lounge on a mini save here. They've forced a couple of pistols, but that's about it.
Yeah, good work there by E-frag. I mean, they were down and out at 5-1 down, but they found a way. 2 close rounds. They've got 2 defusers to get back on winning ways now. And like you said, it's reset the economy, and that is a fantastic HE grenade here. So as the smokes come in, clearly the objective of this round is just to try and potentially sell a bit of a fake here, because you can see the bomb's actually not committing, and at the moment, it seems like a bit of a waste for me, particularly trying to throw all those nades and then do not much as a result. Victor just biding his time and absolutely cleans up on janitor duty there, gets 3 nice headshots in mid. But for me, if you don't invest all those smoke grenades and flashes into the round, at least back them up with some weaponry and committing to the side, it just seemed a bit fruitless for my liking.
Well, that's right. You can understand the fake if they have rifles where they can take the long-range battles, but with the fake on that eco round, it's a bit of a risk because you've wasted all that utility, as you said.
But it's not just that. It was a fake to go out mid. It wasn't as even though they were trying to weasel the bomb towards B. They actually went out mid where they had to take a long-range duel with the pistol. So that doesn't make sense to me. But perhaps now they have a better chance of success now that they have invested into this round. A lot of utility grenades and moving quite quickly with a lot of intent in A main here.
Moving with a lot of intent is correct, and they will be confident here, CSGL Lounge. They have such a strong CT side on Cache that 5 rounds is already in the bank for them, is probably a great result, as we've seen them struggle on T side on that cobble match for such a long period of the game. So maybe we're seeing 2 very heavy CT sides come up against each other, and CSGO Lounge winning 5-4 is actually a very big deal at the moment for CSGO Lounge, given that they haven't had the strongest T sides. But once again, they will try and make their way into A and just bide their time behind this smoke. NKL's got a bit of an opening there on the left of that smoke, so if Sparrow gets too aggressive here, he will get taken down, but Innocent opens up nicely, and Sparrow will find NKL on the edge of that smoke, so it works well for the terrorists, and now Mouse will make his way through the edge of that smoke once again and find Spy Leader, and Dreamer goes down to Mihu, so Bubble on fire left in a 4 versus 1, he'll save that orb, and CSGO Lounge showing their command of a set strategy, which I really like.
We saw from the CTs this round, Bubble trying to save his ult now, but he was actually the sole defender on the B bomb side. They're actually opting to play 3-day-1 in mid and just relying on Bubble to AWP at B. I'm not really a fan of that setup, to be honest. I think that it's quite a passive use of the AWP. I'd much prefer to see the AWP more involved in the action, potentially have the AWP as that third member at A or have the AWP at mid, but at B, it's the sort of site where they're there or they're not. To me, that's a waste of an AWP. I'd much rather just have someone with a rifle there to at least spot out that attention, bait them out, get the AWP into the thick of it. As it is, he does go down in the end, and he's not going to have that AWP this round.
He's not, and they will come out with a buy, though, E-frag. Surprise, surprise. But this one's a perfectly normal gun round. They've got 5 rifles, many defuse kits, full arsenal of grenades. So this is great, fantastic. But more to the point, with that 3-1-1 setup you're referring to, it leaves mid very weak late in the round, and that's a huge problem because Innocent was able to get through mid, pick up the kill, and then just flank into the A bomb site and completely open it up. So this setup, they're going to have to put some more troops in mid, and they have this round. Innocent picks up 1, but will get traded out, but does a lot of damage to Bubble. He should have got that kill without sustaining too much. It will be NKL on top of that bomb box, just dodging the crosshair positioning of the CSGO Lounge players. There's no way that you'd ever have your crosshair up on the top of that box. A very unlikely spot used to great effect there for NKL. He'll pick up a triple, and now it will be Manice in a 4 versus 1, but he's looking probably to just get kills and do some economical damage to the E-frag players.
Well, he's not the first, so he started out on the right foot, but as he whips his HE grenade, he's not going to find a second one there, but you can see the HP of NKL. If perhaps that grenade had been a little bit better placed, he might have found himself a second freebie in this instance, but Bubble's quite low as well, so don't count him out just yet. Spy Leader, the one man with 100 points of health, does eventually take him down. Good work there by the in-game leader of Team E-frag. What I would say about that positioning of NKL, you're right, it's not a common spot as a terrorist to be aiming straight as you come out of A main. However, the difficulty from a CT perspective is that it really leaves you open to flash grenades. So sometimes it can be quite difficult trying to juggle when you need to look away, when you need to keep your eyes focused on A main. So NKL did a fantastic job there of actually managing that perfectly. Got the 3K. E-frag back on winning ways.
Yeah, great contribution there from NKL's, just sitting on top of that red crate in the middle of the A bomb site and mowing down 3 players, but that won't have any impact on this round as CSGO Lounge has 4 support up. They've got 2 Tech 9s and a bunch of utilities here with 3 AKs, but it looks as though they're heavily favouring this B. It's got all 5 members pretty content on taking B, and they're going to wolfpack their way in, but Bubble will pick up a double, and Dreamer will be left in a situation where he's just picking off players left, right, and center. He's got himself a double as well. Spy Leader sprays him down through that vent, and brilliant hold there from E-frag. That's what they really needed, a four surviving member round for them to clean up their money and push them towards another round on CT.
I agree with you that I think both of these 2 teams are CT-sided. The only worrying thing I would say from a CSGO Lounge perspective at the moment, despite the fact that the scoreline is 6-all, is that Dreamer really hasn't been fragging much at all from an E-frag perspective. He is their best player undoubtedly, and once he heats up, it's going to be a lot more difficult for CSGO Lounge. So I think worrying times ahead if he gets going.
Worrying times ahead if he gets going, but I think it's more to the fact that CSGO Lounge preferred the A bomb site over the B bomb site. When they've gone B, Dreamer's done actually an okay job of picking up kills, but they're just avoiding him at the moment, and I guess their preference is to take on the A bomb site where they've had more success. 6 rounds already going to CSGO Lounge, so a decent half year for both teams. Actually, they'll be quite happy with where they both are sitting right now. No real mistakes or glaring errors have come out from either team, so it's just 6 good rounds from E-frag versus 6 good rounds from CSGO Lounge. Nothing completely toxic or bad play coming out.
No, not at all. I think it's quite the opposite. It's just really high-level Counter-Strike at the moment. And obviously, at this sort of level, with so much talent, rounds just go back and forth. CSGO Lounge on an eco this round. You'd expect that the CTs would have a little bit more of an easier time with things as opposed to previous rounds. But who am I to say that as Manice grabs 2 frags there all of a sudden? Perhaps this is why they're preferring the ace. Like, they found that opening that you speak of. And now, despite having less recruitment going into this round, they've got a real chance at this.
Yeah, that Molotov just not finding its mark. Manice will pick up a triple before Mihu picks up one as well. Dreamer's left in a 3 versus 1, and there's no way that he should go for this round. He should immediately back off. I think if he had nailed that, he might have had a bit of a look in that spray down there and tried to make it work, but as it stands, he realizes now after Manice's triple, he's managed to do enough for CSGO Lounge to win this round. But more importantly, the A site is the weakness that's been exposed by CSGO Lounge, and they're really doing a great job of identifying it and going back to the strong suit straight away.
Well, it wasn't as though from the terrorist perspective there was anything fancy that round. They had pistols, they didn't have any armor, they didn't have any grenades, and yet they were still able to overwhelm these CTs who had everything that they could possibly ask for. So that's a really worrying round for me. That's probably been the first big misplay that we've seen so far in this match, despite the fact that the rounds have been traded. That was really a big letdown from E-frag. They should have locked down that site.
But this will mean that Bubble will pick up that AWP and Sparrow will do the same. So a gun battle of the AWPers should come out here, and Bubble's making his way around the side of this smoke, so he should have a great angle on the terrorist moving out. And as does NKL there onto Manice. He finds a good angle as well, but look at Bubble just getting flashed back, but he still has that angle through the smoke, and he's able to make that one work, picking over the, I guess, the more airy side of the smoke. On that CT side of things would have been a lot easier for the vision to see that player, but he picks up a kill, and now it's a 3 versus 5.
The difficulty here from a terrorist perspective is that they've just lost 2 members, but they lost one to an aggressive A door push. They lost the second to an aggressive B main push. They really, I mean, they were having that passive start to the round. Your sole objective is just to make sure that the CTs can't be aggressive at you, but they've lost out in 2 instances.
Yeah, it's not just that they've lost out. I mean, the B one's not so bad. It was an AWPer taking on an AWPer. It was their door kill that really short up the round for E-frag, and I think it was NKL doing a great job of taking down Manice. So his kill was crucial as they now decide to come into A, and it's just going to be Victor standing at that fence, giving CSGO Lounge the business. A couple of headshots there coming out. It will be 7-7 in such a back and forth half where, you know, as you said, I think the only round we can really point to where a big error was made was that one eco round for E-frag that they led into A. Other than that, we've seen extremely high-level CS from both teams. When they've looked good, they've looked great, and we look forward to this last round coming out now with 2 pistol buys from CSGO Lounge, but they've been able to make a couple of these rounds work for them, so nothing too easy here for E-frag as they set up their pretty standard defense, and once again CSGO Lounge just applying that broad coverage, waiting for the E-frag pushes to come in, but both teams playing nice and defensive, and it should be, with the amount of resources that CSGO Lounge have at their disposal, 3 smokes and 3 or 4 flashes and a Molotov, they should be able to wait this one out and get a nice bomb site hit in to finish out the half.
You'd think so. At the moment, really, the defense hasn't been tested in this round. They've got 5 surviving members, and every single one of those teammates well equipped. Interesting setup for me. It's a very B-centric setup where they've got 2 members in B. They've got a 3rd Victor quite close by, and even Spy Leader's rotating back towards that direction. So a lot of responsibility on NKL's shoulders. Fortunately for him, though, his teammates are holding strong in mid at the moment. Victor has got 1 frag, should get the second. Can he convert? He's tapping away. Does find the head there. Great job by Victor doubling up. Important now that they do retreat and really, I guess, consolidate this good start to the round. Having said that, Pete, Mouse has just exploded onto the side.
He's exploded, but so has Victor. And he'll pick up his 2nd kill for the round. Actually, the 3rd kill for Victor. And now the bomb's making its way into B. Will the player Dreamer be able to cut him off? He won't be able to, but The Victor knows this push is coming, and he makes that crucial kill onto Mihu. Now it's Dreamer and Victor, the best two players on E-frag, ready for this clutch, but Minis does a great job of picking up Dreamer before the action starts. Victor will chime in, gets the team down and the defuse. 5 kills coming in 3 separate choke points over the course of a whole minute there, and the defuse comes in. So brilliant work there by Victor.
Great work and great half, I must say. I mean, first to give praise when it's due, and that was just really high-level Counter-Strike. Like you said, apart from one round out of the 15, which was a big glaring mistake, for the most part, it was just really great CS, and frags going each way, trades going each way, and I think really high-level Counter-Strike, just trying to show how much this match means to everyone. We know that E-frag's hopes of winning the Counter Pit spot at the LAN finals are now dashed, but very much pride to play for, in CSGO Lounge still have so much on the line moving into this second half now. We can see that from an E-frag perspective, they've got 5 Glock armor, so the train is moving towards the B side at the moment. All 5 members there in B main waiting for the ready, set, go, and that has been given. Victor actually leading his way in. He's taken down by Mouth. That rotation from the CT very quickly here, and all 5 members there in the CT site doing a great job of getting back to that B to really lock it down. You can see at the moment, an absolute wall has been set up on the side, despite the fact that Spyleader should and does find this frag. He still has 2 more CTs left to contend within that B side. It's as though there's an endless stream of defensive members there, and despite the fact that E-frag committed with all 5 members, as Spyleader gets a ripping headshot there into Sparrow, they have decided to back off. They will try and make their way towards A. I think they've recognised the fact that there's just one too many CTs at B for their liking.
No, but Manise has managed to come back and make this read. He's heard the vent pop, and he's gone from mid back towards the vent. So brilliant heads-up play here by Manise, and he could actually catch Spyleader off guard here, and he will. And this is a 1 versus 1 now. Manise versus Bubble. Bubble versus Manise. This is a huge round in the context of this match and also the season of Canopit for CSGO Lounge. Manise needs to find a headshot. He doesn't. Bubble able to nail Manise there, making his way into the bomb site. It will be 9-7 E-frag. They pick up the T-side pistol. And CSGO Lounge, with all of those members on B, probably could have made something work a bit better for them there, but brilliant play by Spyleader. The contribution he made was absolutely immense there.
Massive work. You got 2 Ks, but like we said, I think it was the CTs. They were in a 4-on-2 situation at one point there, and I think they'll be bitterly disappointed, to be honest, with the fact that that round did not play out in their fashion. They have actually invested with a few pistols, even a scout into the hands of Sparrow, which is interesting to see. Obviously, Manise is the AWPer on the team, but perhaps Sparrow is feeling that rifle at the moment. Obviously, he is traveling to America the next few hours to represent Team YP at the MLG Columbus qualifier, but for the time being, his focus is strictly on this Canopit match and trying to do the best job he can for his team. He will rotate back towards A, and that's where a few members of E-frag are set up, but NKL doing a good job of eventually getting the crosshair onto those 2 members of Go Lounge, taking them down.
Yeah, he's lucky to get a double there. I think he definitely should have got that first one, but the second CT player probably just whiffing a little bit as he crouch sprayed and didn't get that one, but the aim punch also would have played a big part in that one. Once the first bullet from the Galil hit him, he would have been extremely hard to control that recoil, but great start to the round there by E-frag. They're just cruising in. Ooh, nice shot there by Dreamer, opening up onto Sparrow, who had that scout. He does get tagged down, but the headshot will come in nonetheless. Victor finds one as well. I think, for me, Victor, Dreamer's got a better tap and burst in terms of when he goes huge in the multi-fragging stakes. Victor's got amazing recoil control. Whenever I watch him play, I think the thing that stands out most for me is his ability to transfer his spray from opponent to opponent in that sense. And that aspect of his game, he's got a really refined style, and he's more of a burst/spray type player, whereas Dreamer will go for those 1 or 2 taps even with the M4. So just a little bit of skill difference there.
Yeah, he's really made a name for himself, not just obviously in the Balkan scene where he hails from, but on an international level. We've seen some great results from E-frag in their 2-year tenure together, having some great upsets along the way. I think for them, the more important fact is getting that consistency down pat. I mean, we said the fact that they were coming into this competition as one of the heavyweights, and unfortunately for them, it's quite strange to see that they haven't got a win on the board yet in 4 matches. So they've got so much talent. Victor is just one of many talented players on their roster, and you can see when they are firing how dangerous and menacing they can be.
Yeah, when you say they don't have a win on the board, what you mean is they've drawn all their series.
Yeah, don't have a 2-0 win, correct.
Yeah, they do have map wins in all these series, but they're yet to secure the 2-0.
And we all know the premium Canopy places on winning 2-0. That's why I made such a big deal of it. Obviously, you get 3 points as opposed to just 1 for drawing. We do see CSGO Lounge on this Eco round. That flash push there does manage to at least temporarily catch Dreamer off guard. But once he got his whereabouts, he quickly got that crosshair onto the heads of them and takes them down, all about the mouse at this point, but not for much longer as he goes down as well. Good work there by Bubble. Bubble's actually having a good game for my part. We saw him with the AWP, making a few nice frags in the first half. Also, that pistol round clutch. He's one of the unsung heroes for me this match for E-frag.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's been one of the unsung heroes for them in matches that they've won. So much emphasis we put ourselves on Dreamer and Victor, but also the team. Putting those guys in a position to succeed often is how they're going to be the most effective. But certainly when you are looking at a complete roster and a complete team, you do need production from every member of your roster in order to make your team really effective. So he's doing a great job this match of stepping up and making his contributions known, as is Spy Leader, the in-game lead. He's on 18 kills, Victor on 18, Bubble 15, NKL 15, and Dreamer is on just 8 kills, but that's more of a reflection on his CT side than anything.
Really passive start here from E-frag. We actually saw this yesterday against SK, and we were hypothesizing at that point, Pete, that perhaps that was a counter-strat against SK because we knew that they played a really aggressive CT side, but perhaps it just looks to be the more conventional style with which they're comfortable, just making sure that there's no pushes from a CT perspective and then really grouping up and bullying a choke point. It looks as though that mid boost will come in now. So Innocent here should be the one to take that first duel. He does just have that N4 A1S and long range in mid. Be interesting to see whether he can get that double tap on the head of the T's and take him down.
Well, CSGL Lounge did employ a double AWP strategy for much of their cache game against Penta, but just unable to get those guns because of the money situation for them. But Dreamer will find its way, man. Look at that fuel injector AK. That's a beautiful weapon. That's out of the new case. So he doesn't make it work for him, but it is a nice skin nonetheless. And now CSGL Lounge will get a few trades going. Mihu and Innocent picking up kills as Manice goes down. But CSGL Lounge should have done enough by now to make this one work. And the last player will be trapped at Forklift, just biding his time. And they need to be careful here, the CTs. They don't lose one more player, but great effort there. CSGO Lounge picking up the round and moving their way towards their 8th round.
That's a massive win, that round, for CSGO Lounge, because from an E-frag perspective, everything that they had wanted to achieve that round they did. They were unchallenged when they had their passive positions at the start, so there wasn't any pressure on them. They didn't lose any members. They didn't waste any utility. They went to their mid-round execute just as they would have had in their minds. They were over that boost unchallenged, but then everything fell apart. Great defense there from Go Lounge, and that's a really demoralizing loss for E-frag.
Yeah, but they'll take this one on the front foot, E-frag, and charge out mid. They've already got position. Look at this one. Victor's caught Manice just jumping up and down, spotting a main. Terrible communication there from CSGO Lounge, and now Dreamer will open up onto Mihu. So it's the 2-star players there, but Innocent has picked up a double. Brilliant aim there from Innocent, and Dreamer will once again get another kill, make that a triple. Nope, he's not able to find that one. Good Molotov coming out there from Mouse or Sparrow, not sure who threw that one, but it is nice nonetheless. Now Spy Leader in a fantastic position, and looks as though CSGO Lounge are just going to give up on this one and live to fight another day. But that's all about the lack of communication there. Victor charged out mid and already was onto Manice before he even had a chance to pull out his gun.
He was jumping up and down at the back of the quad box. That's probably not the most ideal way to die, particularly in a round in which is the most important for your team when you're trying to shore up your economy to essentially give away a free death. I mean, credit where it's due. Great work by E-frag Victor in that instance, getting out mid and finding that free duel. But from a CT perspective, I think they've got their hands on their heads trying to work out what went wrong there. You can see at the moment the economy is in a horrible state at the moment for CSGO Lounge. You can see the best placed player at the moment, if I can get that tongue twist out, is actually Mihu, the young talent, but he's only got about 2.6k before he invested into that HE grenade and whatnot. So CSGO Lounge in troubling times at the moment on what should have been their favoured side.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not really sure what 3 HE grenades does for you.
Absolutely nothing, because they've just spent them all and haven't done a single point of damage.
And that's the risk. You've just spent essentially $900 on that 0 total damage for the round, and that can always happen when you go for a grenade stack. So it can be super effective, but it is such a big gamble for that $300, considering the lack of resources that they have. It might be a smoke grenade next round that they can't buy, or whatever the case may be. Extra resource on their gun rounds is much more important.
Especially these days with the HE grenades being so finicky as they are, where a paperclip could be enough to stop the explosive damage.
That's right. Yeah, a stray can on the ground can block almost all of the grenade damage that comes out. So look at NKL just staring at the head of Sparrow through the door, and he decides to pull the trigger on that one. So he'll be pretty happy with that outcome. Sparrow will be left scratching his head just a little bit as Dreamer tries to get that tap down. He does nail Manise. It's 13-8. E-frag looking impressive here on their T side.
Yeah, I really like this. They're really putting the foot down at the moment onto the throat of CSGL Lounge. I know it's a bit of a vivid image, perhaps especially given the fact that it's about 7 a.m. here in Australia. I don't want to get those R-rated pictures out there, but at the moment, E-frag looking really, really strong. You can see that CSGL Lounge investing everything they can into this round. Unfortunately for them, Sparrow's going to have to make do with a Mag 7. 2 members actually have FAMASs as well, but it will be the B defense here. As you can see, Malzina repositioning himself, not to know that there's 4 members making their way there.
There is 4 members, but Dreamer will make his way back. I think it looks as though Dreamer's the T side lurker for E-frag on their side of things, at least on Cache. He's always one of the last players to the party in terms of the bomb site hit, as he finally makes his way back now. All 5 members of E-frag making their way in, and Mouse with the checker room just uncontested. He'll try and pick up a double. He'll get one before he's traded out, and now Spy Leader looking like he's in a great position underneath that vent, but the Sparrow will jump out of the vent and take down Spy Leader, and before Victor can get onto Sparrow, Mishu trades out, so now it's a 3 versus 1. Bubble will make his way with the bomb. He's done it. He's nailed it. He's on his way to the A bomb site. Manise has finally figured out that it's not going to be a B plan, and he's trying to make his way back towards the A main. And will he arrive in enough time? That's the question. It will be a plan here because Manise won't be able to spot Bubble from this angle. So great play here from Bubble, just getting the plan. But he's also, that flash was a bit random, but actually gets Manise in A main, and Manise well positioned there to take him out. But great plant there for me for Bubble.
Good work. I mean, you're celebrating as though he'd won the round by getting away from that B lower area. In the end, he got a plan for himself, but not much else. But from an E-frag perspective, whilst it did seem quite strange that it took them so long to actually put down Malzino in that checkers room area, the other strange play for me that round was the fact that Spy Leader, the man who's been doing so huge for his team, he's been going ham all night. He was actually standing below the vent there, had great vision potentially onto 2 oncoming CTs, had 16 bullets in the chamber and decided to reload. I thought that was a really interesting time. I mean, at close range, he had plenty of bullets to take them down, but as he went to reload, it meant he couldn't fire as Sparrow rained down from above.
Well, I mean, would have made any difference because Sparrow 1 hit him jumping out of the vent. So 30 bullets or 16 bullets. I'm not sure how many he got off by the time he...
Well, he would have had a chance to get them off, though. It was a little bit delayed there, so...
I guess so, but Sparrow just nailed him with that shotgun anyway, so it's all could'ves and would'ves and should'ves there for the in-game leader for E-frag, as he was sat under the vent, and now Mouse will once again get that B aggression going and spot out to B main, but E-frag not willing to give away anything on their T side, not willing to push at all. They're just waiting and wondering what CSGO Lounge have in store for them at the moment, but the bomb is looking to commit towards probably the A side of things here, coming out mid very shortly or getting the boost going.
Well, it'll be interesting if they do that boost, which it looks like they will, because Sparrow is positioned right underneath it. Now, curiously, it looked as though Innocent was there trying to bait out the terrorists for him. You can see Innocent there, but as he moves away towards A, it leaves Sparrow open to death from above. He's punished as a result, and he's going to be asking his teammate, where were you? I needed you there. He's died as a result, and Innocent, he's a little bit guilty in that instance.
He's guilty of not covering his teammate properly, but it should be enough here. CSGO Lounge with a decent B defense. Mouse picking up the first one, dropping that bomb down, and with only 30 seconds to go, it's a 2 versus 2, but Bubble is so low, and I'm not a huge fan of the vent push for a CT retake, but they've managed to move away from that now, so both CTs will be coming from the CT spawn side of things, and that's going to be a great smoke there, isolating and splitting up the terrorist crossfire as Mihu makes his way into the side, does miss that spray down on the second member, but he will not have a kit. He needs to find either a kit or the frag pretty quickly as Bubble dances around that smoke. He's in a 1 versus 1. The flash comes out. Can he make the kill? He does have a kit now, though, so will it be enough? He's faking the plant. Oh, this is so tense here. Look at this play from Bubble. He's just not picking at all. He's done it. He's absolutely nailed the timing here. Mihu getting on and off the bomb so many times. Bubble just standing there like a stone warrior. Cool under pressure. Ice water running through his veins.
Balls of steel!
balls of absolute steel.
Oh, massive clutch by the man, though. Like you said, 6 points of health. He had so much time to try and play down there. Of course, Lord Gaben has granted the CT team an extra 5 seconds to defuse the bomb, and that would have felt like a lifetime for Bubble there as he was trying to play the mind games.
The brilliant part about that for me is because of the X-ray on the spectator view we have, we saw he wasn't even tempted to check another angle. He was standing there just waiting, just hoping that he wouldn't stay on the defuse because, look, let's be real, pros don't fake. So if the CT was a pro, he would have just sat on the bomb.
I think it's important to contextualise what we just saw, though. All jokes aside, that is probably the play of the night and probably the play of the last few days that I've seen, because the mind games that were between those two players, you saw initially, obviously Mihu didn't have a kit there, so it was obviously going to be a lot tougher from his perspective. I don't think Bubble knew that, but just as each player was trying to get the other one to step at the timing, oh, that was beautiful to see, the dance of Counter-Strike.
And it is... Oh, we've got a pause coming out here. I think NKL is disconnected from the server just momentarily, so even more time for us to reflect on that the Stone Warrior moves there of Bubble, just standing tall, standing proud, not picking and not giving away the round. But yeah, it's so surprising that there was no even grenades lying around in the bomb site for the CT player to utilise.
We said the Bubble would be coming up huge tonight for his team. Well, let's put in context. He won the 1 versus 1 on the second half pistol in the B side. Yep. He won that 1 versus 1 there to really lock that round down for his team, and they're on the verge now of claiming that first map victory. He's come in with some really timely frags. We know that Bubble is normally the AWPer for the team, but some of his biggest players tonight have been without the AWP, doing a fantastic job, and that's what E-frag need as part of getting that consistency amongst the team. It's not all about the star players, about your Victors and Dreamers. It's also about the supporting cast being able to elevate their game and always provide that assistance.
Well, I guess the main thing that having really talented players like Victor and Dreamer, I guess the overall effect of having talented players in your roster, and this goes for any roster at all, it's not just E-frag. When you have a high level of talent, everyone else's job becomes that little bit easier because they can play with confidence, knowing that if they make a mistake or they're not able to make plays, that these really talented players are right there behind them to pick up some of that slack. And most games we see Victor and Dreamer playing really well for E-frag, and actually taking them, a lot of the games they win is because of those two players. But in this case, they're not having the best games in the world, and this is one of those opportunities where Bubble has to step up and make his impression known.
Well, one of the greatest quotes, I think, that would perfectly illustrate your point. It's a little bit old now, but certainly a throwback to the 1.6 days. The Complexity Armageddon movie. Warden used to play on Complexity, the American team, NACS. A little bit better back then in that day. These days, it's a bit woeful. But the point I'm making is I got distracted on that NACS reference was the fact that Warden used to be a support player. But what he actually said, if you watch that CS movie, Complexity Armageddon, was that he had the mindset back then was if he made the frag, he'd probably win the round for his team. But even if he didn't, he still had enough talented individuals on the team that they'd still probably win it anyway. And it almost gave him that freedom in his gameplay and really opened him up, gave him a lot more confidence. And I think that that's the sort of impact that you're talking about.
Yeah, and especially on the T side of things, it's so easy for these great aimers to open up bomb sites. And this is, I guess, the difference between the good player and the great player is having a complete game, having the super strong CT side positioning with the discipline and the dedication to really hone and polish your game on the CT side of things. But then on the T side, having the creativity and the expression to actually get into those bomb sites and really put your skill level and max it out. I think that if you're able to do that on T side, it's so much more valuable to your team, that T side fragging power that definitely Victor and Dreamer bring to the team, and the great ones also bring their A game on the T side.
Well, fear not, guys. NKL is back. It looked as though they're actually going to go live, but all of a sudden the pauses come in. No, they have unpaused it. NKL just need to do a quick internet restart, but we're back underway. So E-frag resume. They're currently leading 14-9. Now, this was their map choice. They're just playing for pride tonight. CSGL Lounge, they're playing for so much more. That opportunity to go and play at the World Finals was still very much a real prospect for these guys, and they recognise that. They bought into this round, Pete. It's a forced buy, and look at this mid-pressure coming out from E-frag early.
Yeah, E-frag, look at Victor once again getting Manise almost in identical fashion to what we saw last time before Mihu able to take down Victor just running at mid, but he's going to be exposed. Dreamer running all over this bomb site, and Innocence left at the truck behind a smoke, but he makes it work, nailing Dreamer with one bullet from his Deagle chamber, and that might be a big frag, or it might not. It's a 3 versus 3 now. They're making their way into the A bomb site to retake, but E-frag have such great post-plant positions. What an open plant. This is something we've seen a lot from them. The mid-hold with that open plant on that left wall. Spy Leader and Bubble get 1 and 2, and it will be a second frag, for Spy Leader, closing out that round. And E-frag should be home now on their T side of Cache.
Yeah, that's probably an inexcusable play for me there with Innocent. You saw him actually in the Z connector there, and he was the reason Manise died. Innocent was charged with watching mid, but he was actually just hiding behind the wall,